Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today I want to go over a couple micro cap gaming studio plays as far as like altcoins go. And we're going to be looking at projects that are either in the millions or sub 1 million because I get a lot of questions from you guys in the comments, obviously, of micro cap altcoins. Everyone likes their mid caps, but really in a narrative run, you want to start looking at, kind of the micro cap quality projects because those obviously being, especially when they're sub $1 million circulating market cap, it doesn't take much for those to give, pretty decent returns in the short term. So that's why we're going to be looking at those projects in this video. And as always, if you guys get value out of videos like this or enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. Your support means everything. So when we take a look at gaming briefly, we can take a look that a lot of, gaming coins are still running. We've seen gaming kind of have a mini resurgence since the launch of Off the Grid, all the coverage that it's been getting, but as I've said in multiple other videos, I don't think that we're going to see an immediate full-on gaming run just with the launch of Off the Grid. It is bringing a lot of eyes back onto the space and the narrative of gaming, especially for those that maybe thought gaming was not going to be a hot cycle or hot narrative this cycle. Now they're starting to change their tunes a little bit. Obviously, if you guys have been around the channel, we have always been bullish on, crypto gaming as a hot narrative this cycle, and especially long term. So our conviction levels have not wavered, especially when we take a look at the market cap of gaming. Throughout the summer, we saw earlier this year, if we go the 1 year chart, we saw earlier this year in about April or March timeframe that gaming, as the market cap goes of the gaming sector, actually did pretty well. It topped out at almost a 48 billion, or 40 billion, $38 billion market cap. And then throughout the summer, gaming, as we saw a lot of our favorite gaming altcoins just bled out. And I was telling you guys, throughout so many videos, all the different key levels I thought of on different altcoins that maybe there was a gaming bottom. I do believe that we have potentially hit a bottom for gaming already. So that's my opinion there. Let me know in the comments below if you guys differ with that. But then we saw with Off the Grid launching and the coverage that Web3 has been getting, all these big streamers playing it, again, bringing more eyes on the space. Gaming is back over a $20 billion market cap as far as the narrative goes in a sector. Now, I do still think that gaming is undervalued. I do think that gaming is going to be a hot narrative, but I do think there's other catalysts that are yet to come, like the launch of the gun token and many more quality gaming projects coming to market throughout the next year. Now, that is for a whole nother video, but that is just letting you guys know quickly up front why we're covering gaming as a sector, as a narrative, and my conviction there. Now, if we get into the actual picks today, all of these we've actually covered on the channel in individual dedicated videos covering the project in further depth. So if you're interested in any of these projects, really, there's videos on the channel about them. You can go in there, find them, or ask me in the comments below any questions you have. I try to answer all you guys' comments. So the first one, if you take a look at it, they're in no particular order other than just market cap size, as always. So we take a look, it is Mora Games. Now, this is one that we covered really right when it launched, because it launched at such a low market cap. And I think it was fair launched too. So, I mean, obviously no major VC backing, no like dumping or anything. Now, it was, and I'll let you guys know up front about it, they've changed so much, since they launched, but they had, I think, a buy-sell tax. The team was not doxxed at that time. It kind of seemed a little dodgy a little bit, and they had launched when gaming had ran. The only reason why I did like more games at that point is that they had a familiar game on their, in their ecosystem. They'd taken over Meadowlands or Citizen Conflict, or I think it was just, Battle for Citizen or whatever. Meadowlands, we'll take a look at it here, but we see here they are a gaming studio. So they do have their Karnak Legacy game, which is a mobile extractor shooter, kind of similar to like Off the Grid. They have they're more of a studio ecosystem play. So as with all the altcoins we're covering today, the benefit is that one, and I always have to say that when we're looking at projects like this, as far as market cap and evaluation goes, obviously the risk is extremely high. Just understand that, do everything at your own peril. Nothing I say is financial advice. Just letting you guys know these are a couple options of why I like them. But when we're looking at, stuff like this, as far as like a low market cap play, the benefit is that you're not betting on one individual game. You're betting on an ecosystem. If you take a look at their partners here, they've had these since kind of day one, like Myriad, GameSwift, Polygon, Uniswap as well. So we go all the way up to the top, if it will take me there. If we hit more, at one point they had all their games listed here. Now, I have not kept up to date with more games as much as I should have, but I know that they were building out multiple games as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how more games does, perform. Now, all these projects are still active. They're still building. They still put, updates on their Twitter, on their social medias. So they do have, again, they're different, games. They have more than just one game that they're building. Looks like maybe they had dropped some of them. They still have more than one game, so they are more, again, that studio play as well. And they could always introduce more games in the future, but we take a look at it over the 1 month. Now it is sitting at a $2.5 million market cap circulating. Not a whole lot of dilution here. I mean, they've never really had an issue with dilution. The only thing is that, I mean, it won't show back when they launched, but when it launched at I think it was like $1 million evaluation, and then they shot up a little bit to about, 0.03, almost 4 cents. And then just like a lot of other gaming altcoins throughout the summer, they did not have a great summer. They kind of bled out quite a bit, but we have seen over the short term here, over the 1 month, they are kind of trading a little sideways. So again, if you're looking at lower market cap plays, out of the 3 projects we're covering today, Mora Games, unfortunately, would probably be the one I have the least conviction in, but they do have a higher market cap than the other 2 projects. But I still do think that it will perform, given the fact that it is a low market cap. It has been around, for over a year, been out for about a year now. So, and they're still building, so I don't think the team is gonna fully rug. I feel like maybe they would have done that by now, but they could also do it tomorrow. As always, guys, nothing in crypto is guaranteed. And when we take a look at, again, projects like this, such a low market cap, anything could happen. There's more risk in investing in a project like this, as far as market cap and evaluations go, than there is in investing something like at a $100 million market cap. You know what I mean? So just understand that. So that's pick number 1 is Mora Games. Pick number 2, now this one that I've brought up multiple times on different videos, is Planet Mojo. A few things I do like about Planet Mojo. Now we're going to get into the tokenomics of these next 2 picks because, Mora Games, again, didn't really have a whole lot of dilution, so I didn't feel like it was needed to go into that vesting schedule or anything like that. But when we take a look at Planet Mojo, it is sub $1 million market cap. So we can see it's around that 700K market cap currently right now. Now the FDV is a little high, but when you actually go take a look at, Crypto Rank, it actually shows that almost 10% of the supply is out. So we're going to say that's between $1 to $2 million in market cap here, but extremely small, especially when we take a look at the fact that, if we take a look at their vesting schedule, as far as their allocation, nothing crazy there. Pretty decent cliffs on the team and advisors as well. A big chunk of it is for community rewards over the next 5 years, since TGE. But when we take a look at the dilution we're going to be facing, by the end of 2025, I mean, it's only about a 2x or a 3x, 3.5x in dilution. So, I mean, really not that bad. Nothing crazy about 3.5x in dilution. Now, yes, at one point when we covered, Planet Mojo, kind of when it launched recently, it was a lot worse than that as far as dilution goes. It is obviously corrected and kind of vested out over this last, summer that we just went through in 2024. So the dilution isn't that bad. Now, one thing that did change recently for Planet Mojo, which I think is a very bullish aspect, I think they made the right decision. They did swap from, I believe, building on Polygon to now they're actually building on Base solely. Now, I wish it was a migration. I wish that they had just launched on Base originally and just skipped Polygon. Now, the reason there, I don't know why they chose Polygon up front, but I wish they would have just skipped and went right to Base initially. I think that would have been a lot more bullish for them long term, because people do like projects that launch natively on hot chains like Base, Solana, because most projects that just migrate there don't really have that same effect as launching and being backed by those chains. But either way, when we take a look at Planet Mojo, another, ecosystem that they have a few different projects. They have like their Mojo Melee, which I believe is live. They have their Gojo Mojo. Pretty simple, games here. They look pretty good, but I mean, at the end of the day, they are pretty simple. They did have a Amazon Prime gaming partnership here for the longest time, but they did remove that. I don't know the full specifics there, but they did remove that. They have had a couple of nominees here. I think they're an award-winning indie developer also. So the games do look pretty decent. They do have working products as well. We take a look at the roadmap. They have it down here. Their team, obviously a Docs team, so pretty big team also. Good partnerships as well. So when we cross that with the vesting schedule, the fact that they have, whether it's a migration or not, they're at least now part of a hot ecosystem going into the cycle. The Base ecosystem, I do think, is going to be a hot place to be, especially if they do it like a base token drop or an airdrop. There's going to be a huge liquidity injection. What that means is that there's going to be a lot of people using base that's going to have pretty much free money given to them, and they're going to be looking for places to spend that. And if gaming happens to be a hot narrative, and when it does run, people are going to be looking for gaming projects, especially lower market cap gaming projects on base. And that's why, as far as a degen gaming project on base, Planet Mojo has always been it for me since they made the migration, of course. But when we take a look at it from where it's came from, obviously a lot of vesting has happened, but I do like Planet Mojo. I still think it's going to perform. Obviously we saw it do nothing crazy here over the 1 month, but, it did get some kind of volume. I mean, it's still $170,000 in volume compared to something like More Games that has 5K, or even the next one that we're going to be going over with. For such a low market cap, I think Mojo is definitely one to keep on your radar. It's one that I'm bullish on, particularly. Full disclosure, I do hold a position in Planet Mojo and in the next one I'm going to be talking about. But either way, that's Planet Mojo as pick number 2. We'll circle back to all these at the end of the video. But pick number 3 is Vendetta Games. Now, this is one that we've been talking about throughout the bear market, waiting for it to come out. This one that we covered, before it launched and as it launched. Now, kind of like More Games, see the volume is only 8K. Not a whole lot of, traction here going on, but when we take a look, it says here about 600K market cap. But when we take a look, again, at Crypto Rank, which I do think is more accurate than CoinMarketCap typically, we can take a look at, according to this, and I do think this is actually accurate because we have been tracking this one for quite some time. It says that about a third of the supply is out, which does put Vendetta Games at about a $1.2 million market cap. So still very small, very tiny, and with so much of the supply already vesting, because we can take a look, as I've let you guys know in the past, the initial vesting, at least over the last summer, or over the summer, has always been harsh. I mean, every single unlock was almost like 4% of the supply every month. It was pretty harsh, but now if you take a look at the end of 2025, between where it is right now and by the end of next year, it's only about a 2x in dilution, so, really nothing crazy, honestly. So when we take a look at that, a 2x in dilution for Vendetta Games isn't much, especially when we take a look that they are, again, another ecosystem building out multiple games. They do have Chalk River, Three Kingdoms, Black Tides. I think Chalk River is more like their metaverse game, honestly, and you see the tokenomics. Their website is interesting, in my opinion, but they do have a docs team. Their CEO, Alex, has done AMAs or interviews in the past. So you can go out and find them. They are part of Neo Tokyo, so potentially there could be some kind of shout out or something from Neo Tokyo in the future. Obviously, I would never bet on that. I just wanted to make note of that they are inside Neo Tokyo. So for such a small project to be inside of that, again, put some more eyes on it, especially in the gaming sector. Now, if we circle back to their chart, we take a look here at their 1 year since they did launch earlier this year. Like most gaming projects, especially new TGEs that launched early in 2024, their charts look terrible. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Terrible looking chart, but they did get some kind of attention here over the 1 month. But again, at such a low market cap, like a $1 million market cap, the whole point of this video is to let you guys know that it's not going to take a lot to move these projects in a gaming run. Now, if you want to hold these right now, especially for the long term, when we look at some of these, obviously none of these have harsh dilution because a lot of the vesting has occurred already, the majority and the bulk of it. So, do with that as you will. If you're bullish that game is going to be running, then these are kind of the projects. Now, you don't even have to pick any of these 3. Just pick a degen gaming project if you have conviction that gaming is going to be a hot narrative this cycle. Now, one thing which was my concern with Mojo, but now also with Vendetta, they're building on Polygon. I would have liked to see them, correct that and just pick a hotter chain like Solana, Base even. I think that was a big plus for Planet Mojo, was moving over to Base. So I'd like to see Vendetta, even BNB, Avalanche. I would like them to get off Polygon or at least migrate. But again, just because personally, in my opinion, I don't think Polygon's going to be that hot of an ecosystem, especially not a hot gaming ecosystem this cycle. Not when we have the likes of Polygon or Avalanche, Ronin, even Immutable X, Solana, Base. There's just so many other chains for gaming, even Metis coming up, that I just think Polygon is going to get overlooked a lot this cycle, especially for gaming. Now, when we go back through them all and look at exchange listings, we can see Vendetta is really only on one centralized exchange. Look at Planet Mojo. It is on Bybit, Get.io, and Mexi as well. And then More Games is also just on Mexi. That was the biggest thing for More for quite a bit, was that they were only on Uniswap. So as far as exchange listings go, Planet Mojo does win the exchange listings. Now when we take a look at their volume, it's Planet Mojo. When we take a look at what, ecosystem, as far as what chain they're on, I do think that, Base, especially when we look at Polygon and Ethereum, I think Base is going to be the hottest ecosystem, right up there with Solana this cycle. I really do. So that's why out of these three, my highest conviction is probably on Planet Mojo, just letting you guys know right up front. And the beauty is we're going to circle back to this video in a gaming run, see how these three did. But I do have strong conviction in Planet Mojo. And again, whether it's one of these picks or not, as long as they're a working team, have a product, and they haven't disappeared or rugged, any degen gaming altcoin is going to move in some way in a gaming run. Just be aware of that. Now, those are the three picks I want to share with you guys. Now, if you're looking for ones that are coming up, again, these two we've talked about also on their own dedicated videos. We do have the likes of Ton Station, which is a Telegram gaming hub that is coming out here soon. I believe the TGE is at the end of November. Now, the beauty of it is, why I'm bringing it up, is that it's going to come out fully vested, so 100% of the supply, fair launch, no major VCs. They say they're going to have centralized exchange listings. They're coming out at a $7.5 million market cap. You can actually farm this still to this day. The farming is still live until, I believe, November 15th or 13th. So you can actually find that on one of my more recent videos explaining how you can actually start farming Ton Station for their Soon token. And the next one is Meta Exceed Games, one we've talked about quite a bit. They're going to be launching later this month, October 30th, I believe. Now, they're going to launch with only a 500K, essentially a 500K initial circulating market cap. Now, their fully dilution is a 32 million, as the comment brings up here, which I brought up in my video that we made about them, coming to market here soon. So, but the team does say that they have a 10-year vesting schedule. So it is only going to be around like a 1.3% of the supply at launch, which is pretty harsh, but I am going to, like everyone else, when this thing launches or as the vesting becomes a little bit more readily available, I do have to look more into the vesting schedule. 10 years great and all, but I think so did GFAL, also had a 10-year vesting schedule, and they still had dilution issues for quite a bit there and major unlocks every month. So we've seen other projects have a 10-year vesting schedule. It just really depends on what that vesting truly looks like. So, but my eyes are on Meta Exceed and Ton Station if you're looking for altcoins that are coming up, that are launching here soon. I like Ton Station because of the backing that they have with Superforce and Citus Heroes, and I do think that Telegram, alongside the other ecosystems we brought up, I think Telegram gaming is hot right now. We've seen with the likes of Hamster Combat here recently coming to market, and I think that Ton Station definitely has potential to be really one of the better picks for Telegram gaming, especially if you're looking for a lower market cap play. I like Ton Station, and then Meta Exceed Games. They really touch on, one, they're just such a low market cap right out the gate. They have the layer 1 chain built on Avalanche. So if you believe that Avalanche is going to be a hot gaming ecosystem, which is already proven to get a lot of attention here recently with the launch of Off the Grid, with all the transactions Off the Grid is running in the background on Avalanche. A lot of people are starting to come back to Avalanche and realize that it's not a dead chain, just got slept on for quite a while and kind of left in the shadows behind stuff like Base and Sui and Solana, even Telegram gaming. I think Avalanche is still going to be one of the king gaming chains. So another reason I'm bullish on Meta Exceed Games. But either way, guys, those two picks that are coming up, if you're looking for new TGEs here soon, Meta Exceed Games and Ton Station. Again, Ton Station's fully vested at launch, that they say, and then Meta Exceed has that 10-year vesting schedule that we will have to take a look at. And then the other picks here are Vendetta Games, Planet Mojo, and Mora Games. So let me know in the comments below. Obviously, I say it every time, I couldn't include every single potential degen $1 to $2 million gaming ecosystem play on this video. These are just three options that we've covered in the past that I do like, and with decent dilution between now and the end of 2025, that are still have a working team, working products that are putting out updates, and then the two projects that are coming here soon that kind of fall into that same narrative as a low market cap, gaming ecosystem hub on hot ecosystem and chains. So let me know in the comments below what you guys have swapped out in this video for what project. Comment your favorite degen gaming altcoins. Maybe I'll cover them, but I will try to answer all your guys' comments. I appreciate every single one of them. And as always, if you guys got value out of today's video, if you guys can like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.